Abi, welcome to Leicestershire CCC. How does it feel to finally be a running Fox?
Yeah, thanks. Very excited, really glad to be here. Very grateful for the opportunity that I've been given and for the kind of the faith that's been shown in me, by Nico from what I've shown in terms of my performances, and hopefully can convert any opportunities that I get into performances. I feel like that's what it's about at this time in my career.
You just touched on your performances. Obviously, you're alluding to the fact you've been playing pretty much every game for the twos so far this year. How do you feel that's gone on a personal note?
Yeah, I've been pretty happy with my bowling. I think I started off the season, and my mindset was very clear in terms of I need to start off the season and take some wickets and show people what I'm about. I'm 26 now. I've played a lot of second team cricket when I was at Sussex before, so I know what the standard is like and I know what I'm capable of. I know that I need to be head and shoulders above the next players in order to make a difference. And I think I did myself reasonable justice in terms of how those early performances went. So I'm just trying to make sure that I'm in the frame as much as I can. If there's any opportunities that come around in that first team to make sure that I'm ready to absolutely take those when they come.
Yeah, you just mentioned obviously your career at Sussex. Obviously that came to an end unfortunately in 2019. How have you found the past couple of years sort of playing outside of the first class circuit but keeping up to the levels of that required for the first class circuit?
Yeah, it was interesting. Obviously, the first winter, I went away to New Zealand. I was living with Haas, playing as overseas players in Auckland. So had a really good time out there, and obviously playing decent standard of cricket there. Then came back in March 2020, and obviously the pandemic came along and that shut everything down. So there was no second team cricket. There was no club cricket for until July, as everyone knows. So it was very different. It was very quiet. I was spending a lot of time with my family, which actually I didn't mind. My sister got me into doing yoga pretty regularly, and just different things. I was doing a bit of running just to keep my fitness up, because I knew that I needed to make sure I was physically in a decent condition, even if I couldn't play cricket. There was a little bit of bowling in the garden, just doing what I could. And then over the winter, obviously, just started to ramp it up a little bit more after Christmas. Got in touch with one of the kind of S&Cs and just kind of made sure I had a kind of home gym program that would mean that by the time I came to February and by the time I came to March, in that real pre-season phase where we go from being in my garden to actually bowling the ball, I could turn up here and be ready to go. So I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but I turned up here first net session day one, bowled 8 overs and was actually pretty much all right. So I was clearly whatever I was doing at home was working. So and haven't had any injuries, touch wood, to date this season so far. So I think I've done the right things, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously it's important to lay those foundations, keep that sort of strength and conditioning up for the case of you coming back into the first class circuit and possibly into a fixture as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There's that. And the skill level as well, which is the other side of things, which you can't really practice that when you're not actually playing games. But the nice thing is that I think when I was younger, you have whatever it is, a year, or you have 4 or 5 months without bowling, and it takes you quite a while to find it again. But I feel like being a bit older, having a bit more experience and having gone through seasons and winters where you go through that 4 or 5 months not bowling and you come back and I'm actually able to find that rhythm and find those areas much more quickly, and that's developed my confidence in myself and my skills and my ability. I know exactly what I can deliver, and I know that if I'm physically in the right shape and my skills are there, then all I have to do is go out and prove it when it comes to the games.
Looking forward to being part of the matchday squad once again. Once the season.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, continues. Yeah.
No, definitely. Really excited. Seeing crowds come back as well. And I've played. I haven't played here. I've been 12th man here when Sussex came here, and a few years back. And I know it's a good atmosphere at Grace Road. And especially after some of the guys start putting in match-winning performances, it's really exciting. It's so much fun to be around. Winning games is what it's all about. Even in the twos, there's the best feeling ever, just winning games for your team. And that's kind of what I'm looking to do when at some point, hopefully I get my opportunity with the first team.